We stone. We stone. We streaming. We streaming. We stone. We stone. We streaming. We streaming. Can't do this motherfucker. Like yeah. Yeah. All my niggas in the chat and we also high. Yeah. Stone. Stone. Stream. 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 Stone. Stone. Stream. Stone. 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 Stream. Stream. Stone. All my niggas in the chat they looking like high. Yeah. All my niggas gon' get that shit and roll. Yeah. We stone. We stone. We streaming and streaming. We stone. We stone and streaming. Yeah. Getting to the money, gotta get into the bag like yeah. Yeah. Roll up, plenty motherfuckers breathing like yeah. Yeah. All my niggas in the chat, they hot as fuck. Yeah. Getting to the bag, getting to the bag like yeah. All my niggas we stone to streaming. All my niggas we getting to the cheese and all my niggas we ain't gon' stop going to stop breathing.
But it do be. Your boy Righteous ain't playing.
Yo, Chosen checking in with the poor lighting situation. Goodness gracious.
Sorry, man. Shit happens, bro. Shit happens. Shit, man. How goes it? How goes it, man? Shit, we back in here another day, man. Another day, man. This makes twice this week, man.
23 and a half hours later. Doing all right, man. Chilling. Ain't much change since then.
We're here working, bro.
I'm already know.
Shit out.
You got on the football hoodie. That's the hoodie with the short sleeves, like a offensive lineman.
Yeah, man. You already know, man. Shit, man. You know, we was on here yesterday, but we really didn't talk a whole lot about yourself, man. Shit, what you got going on over there, man?
Some shit, man. Just working, growing. Ain't nothing much, man. The same grind, rinse and repeat. That's why I was just telling you. Sometimes this shit get kind of old, man. You just keep doing the same shit, even though it's different strains. It still be like, it'll be the same shit. You know what I mean? A bajillion different fucking strains that niggas trying to fold in shit. I am excited. I do got a lot of cherry going on in the garden right now, so I'm kind of, it's almost like the battle of the cherry. So, you know, not a bunch, but a couple cherry pie crosses, cherry kush cross, fucking cherry Garcia.
Man, that sounds good, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you, that sounds good. Man, at one point in time, man, I was really interested in the cherry strains, those and the strawberry strains. I didn't really like a lot of the strawberry strains that I had, but I did enjoy the strawberry banana crust. I had something else that had strawberry banana in it or straw nana in it. So, like, I do like some of the strawberry, but I haven't had like just a pure strawberry that I'm like super head over heels in love with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do like strawberry a lot myself. Pacific cherry. What's the cross on Pacific cherry, Endo? Out of curiosity, I don't know how big of a fan I am of cherry, because I don't know what I've smoked that was cherry. You know what I mean? Because again, I didn't really know the names of strains until I started growing for real. Like other than like rap, I was a regular nigga in St. Louis. I wouldn't know like pack nigga or got packs all the time. I didn't have to do none of that. I was just a regular nigga that just bought weed. So regular niggas just unless you was like super duper plugged in, That shit was just going by like loud. California cherries and California pine. Okay, that sounds. That sounds like that shit came from Humboldt County in 1992. In a good way. In a good way. In a good way. Just because it's California cherries and California pine, I could. If that shit tastes anything like what the crosses are,
You said that should be it, huh?
it's pretty good. Again, like I said, I haven't really. I can't really say, oh yeah, I smoke cherry and I like cherry. I don't. I haven't. This would be the first time that I smoke something. And when I smoke it, it's probably gonna be like, oh, okay, that's what that taste was. That's cherry. The same way how I was with sour, and how when I was talking to you about sour, in my mind, sour was like sweet tarts, but in your mind and the rest of the world, sour was like spoiled milk or like rotten meat, something that went bad. So like that helped me out a lot. You know what I mean? Because I was going around this motherfucker thinking shit was supposed to be like Sour Patch Kids. I mean, like, that's not sour. That shit tastes
And I
like
haven't ran into any of that yet.
that shit tastes like meat.
I ain't ran into none of that.
None of that at all. So, but I'll be the first to admit, and nobody in St. Louis might not want to say this. It's a couple quicker people here, but man, just like any other fucking place that's in the middle of the country, we slower than everybody else. So it's gonna take a motherfucker to fuck with people outside of here and come back to here. So that's not AK-47 Crosswheel La Kush. AK-47. Shout out to E-Man.
Yeah, man, he still be running around doing his thing, man. I really haven't heard too much from him. As of late.
Last time I seen him, he posted that he had bought the new Corvette.
Sounds like he's running around doing his thing still. Nigga said, I got the Betty spaghetti.
He got the new Corvette. Again, we had this discussion earlier off of her about how, like, motherfuckers, even with your credit being good, motherfuckers still pay an exorbitant amount to do shit like that. Shout out to him to make this shit happen. What up, elusive 415? I can't do it, but shout out to him. I live vicariously through you.
Yeah, that shit ain't like, man. Yeah, you gotta congratulate, man.
Yeah, because I remember before he started going to these shows, like, inspirational type of person that you could look at and be like, oh, okay, that cat was just like us. But unlike him, that nigga, I actually try to help people. He ain't into helping people. Do not try to reach out to him for any help. I repeat, do not.
Yeah, I don't know, so I can't speak on that. But, shout out to him.
Hell yeah. What the fuck is this?
We get you saying, yeah.
I'll be in the sticks. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Pip sent me some shit about Trump. Talking about how they love him. I'm like, okay. Every political party got an army. Them niggas is like that. Ornatized. I'm sure he did stick to a slap, man. I bet he did.
Man, I ain't even sent your box out yet, man. You're gonna have to forgive me on the next day shipping. Cause man, I got something special for you, homie. So don't even trip. Don't even trip. Just forget that. Yeah, nigga, I got you, homie. Don't even trip.
Now you sound like every other state.
I'm most definitely working on you, right? I got you though, so don't even trip. You know, I got you. I got you, Mr. Cone. Yes, sir. Well, what you smoking on over there today, man? What y'all smoking on in the chat? Triple cherry from aficionado, says Gorilla Bean Popper.
I'm gonna go mixture shit. The hype number 1 with a little bit this. I almost call that shit out 70, but it's not.
Oh shit.
St. Louis Red, a little bit of St. Louis Red. That man, that fucking burnt rubber ass stuff, you know.
Okay. Khan says he puffing on a Delta 8 pin. We got Wedding Crasher. Your Majesty smoking on
So
Wedding Crasher.
I heard that shit was dope.
Man. God damn.
We're gonna get through.
Man, you already know, man. I got you, man. Jet fuel, gelato, times apples and banana from Starfire Genetic.
So it's the gas on the front end or the back end? I already checked it and read that shit out loud. I was gonna ask you. Everybody got an army. You talk about that shit. Guava cream. Boy, these names are just all about taste. With the exception of soap.
Okay, I'm gonna read what Piff says. Piff sent me a message. It says 93 Suns box available now. Code Piff 1000 for $15 off. I got it. Y'all heard him, y'all. Make sure y'all go say that 15 on that 93 Suns box. Nah, I'm lying. This motherfucker talking about the Arby from yesterday's show. From cause it is Tuesday, man. We're gonna see what happens, man. Hopefully, I mean it's pretty late, so hopefully my boy doing all right, man. Don't never want to see nobody in jail.
Steadily driven resin. What's up?
What up? Shit, man, what we got going on for today, man? I know we got some good topics for the fine folks out there, man. Let's jump off into some of these topics.
Ironically enough, these topics are still gonna be mostly centered around your expertise because they all are around like hash and shit like that.
I don't know.
And I always, well, I'm just being honest. You know, I always put the word because you was doing that shit. Like you was like doing that shit. So fucking know what you're doing. I can only talk about, you know me. I only talk about like what I've done.
Oh shit, man. Let's get into it, man. This came from you, as a matter of fact, man. I would imagine the way that you wrote this, someone got your blood boiling. I'm gonna just give you the floor on this one, man.
Oh yeah.
Breeders need to show the work.
Boy, Boy, look, if I see one more person out here breeding shit that pop up with 19,000 strains, and I ain't seen them breed a goddamn thing, I just be looking at that shit, bro, and I be like, damn, what up, Trey? I be looking at that shit, and I be like, damn, bro. Now you can't show at least one fucking cross. Like you can't show at least you like I just be at a loss for words, bro. Like for real, it's like that, which leads into the next thing I work with that I want to talk about too, because they kind of go hand in hand. Motherfucking when people take 4 different fucking males, right? 5 males, 3 males, 2 males, multiple males in the middle of a bunch of females and breed with it, bro. You do not know what you're getting.
Are those males the same strain or are they different strains?
I hate when people do that. They be different males and they be like, this shit just be
from
so
a whole different strain.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, what type of shit is that? Like, man, we came to a point in the game where, dog, you know, because anybody can make this shit. Anybody can make a seed, right? Like, man, the shit just is just like nuts, dog. It's just like people just doing weird shit, bro. Like, why would you take multiple males to do some shit? That is the true definition of pollen chucking, right?
Man, that's not even pollen chucking right there. That's some whole other shit. That's just, I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. That's just ignorance. Because it's like, how could you know? You know what I'm saying? You could never know. You can never even know, man.
Look, dog,
you always mystery seeds is what Gorilla Bean Papa says. Chris Hawkins says dumbass is what we call him.
You hear me? That is the motherfucking truth. Like, that is the real deal truth, bro. Like for real. That, and again, like, I'm quite sure everybody that is breeds on Instagram anyway, right? That's breeding something like you didn't at least seen them breed one fucking thing, dog. Man, look, bro, look. I'm sick. I'm just so tired of people just. How do we even know this shit is a different seed? You know what I mean? Like when you pop up with fucking, 9-10 strains that nobody fucking heard you, talk about ever, and you consistently do that shit, or man, this shit just be weird to me. Like it's like an artist painting paintings, but never fucking showing nobody what he painted until it's time to sell that shit. Like, hey. I painted this and this. I painted all 25 of these. Like, what, nigga? When did you do that? It's just kind of weird to me. Because usually, folks want to show their work. Now, I get on a multi-level. Yeah. I can see the shit being the same thing. And then you doing that. Like, oh, this is the same fucking exact male. So I'm going to just use it. I can see that. But when people... what I've seen these past couple weeks, motherfuckers just using multiple shits. It really made me wonder, like, integrity is so fucking important in this game. You know what I mean? Because we burn seeds and we just like trusting. And if you follow people enough, they talk and they eventually let on to the fact that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And it's like, oh shit, they don't know what they slipped up and shown me that they don't know what they're doing on accident. They talk a good game, you know what I mean? And this ain't directed at nobody in particular. It's just the game as a whole. Even the big breeders, you know what I mean? Like, dog, I use you as an example. You got like 35 Oliver Millers over there. Man, you know how easy it would be for you to just rename the same shit.
That's very true.
So it's like, why we gotta believe what motherfuckers say? Obviously, once we grow the shit, the proof is in the grow. So obviously, a lot more than not, most of these people really aren't lying. The bigger people, I would say, they lying about who made it, maybe, but the actual strain, they probably not lying about it. On a lower level, and that shit be all about trust. If you're a mid to lower tier grower, right, which I would call myself, breeder rather, a mid to lower tier breeder, which I would call myself a lower tier breeder, just out of, popularity of motherfuckers not knowing about me. The most important thing you can do is show the work. Because by you being new or lower tier, you don't got the same thing that fucking Jinx Proof or aficionado, or you don't get that benefit of the doubt because you still proving yourself at this point. Now, them niggas shouldn't get the benefit of the doubt either. We should still hold them accountable as well. But again, because they got a track record, you know what I mean, and more times than not, that shit has been a certain way. Yeah, they do get fast. That's how the game go. But when you come into that motherfucker, you gotta show your work.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what I think, man. The next step is right, and I think this is why I be telling you all the time, man. I like being in those breeder circles, even though I may not agree with a lot of the shit that they say, or I may agree with a lot of the shit that they do say. I like being there because it kind of give me a roadmap, a blueprint, a game plan, and I'm gonna say this shit to you, and I think you should start doing this shit too. So, man, we got to start entering our shit into cups because I think that's one of the way motherfuckers do. You know what I'm saying? Get popular, get out there a little bit more. When you enter to a specific cup, now a lot of these cups and shit, we already know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them rigged and shit like that. But at the same time, if you can manage to win an event or two, you know what I'm saying, place high in an event or two, that's most definitely gonna add some credence. You know what I mean? So all I can say, man, is this benefits to having a good reputation. You know what I'm saying? It's disadvantages to having a fucked up reputation. And the big thing is, at least for me and you, is to do our best to motherfucker keep our face clean, keep our reputation, you know what I'm saying, in good standing with the community. Cause shit, really and truthfully, we are the community. You know what I'm saying? I say that shit all the time. For the community, by the community, shit, we're part of the fucking community. So
Yeah, of course.
that's how I look at that shit. I think,
especially,
man, it's fucked up because motherfuckers will get seeds of damn near like some niggas, man, will literally only have like 20 seeds and pop out with strains. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I say 20, I mean like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do like 4 or 5 packs. Once the shit is gone, it's gone. Like a lot of niggas do that shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of niggas who jump in the game, jump out the game, and that's where when last show we was talking, like the last actual Stone the Streaming show, we was talking about, uh, where do you see yourself at in 5 years in this game? Where you see yourself at in 10 years in this game? Because some motherfuckers only looking for the next move. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? I don't even got a problem with that, right? But my whole thing is like, if you did something and it's cool or it's good, right? You shouldn't have a problem with telling the motherfucker what you did unless you didn't do it, right? And that's my thing. If you want to, if you only had 20 seeds and you said this is a limited drop, but everybody knows what the fuck limited mean. You know what I mean? So if you're like, hey man, limited drop after this, ain't gonna be nothing on. That's it. Cool. Ain't no problem with that. Hey man, I had 20 seeds. This shit happened, and I'm gonna sell them. If a motherfucker asks you, you ain't gotta get defensive about it. I mean, be like, hey, this is what happened. I mean, I've done it before. Hey man, this is a limited cross because hey, this plant didn't give me a lot of seeds. That's what made it limited. I don't have no problem telling the reason or why some shit is how it is. It's just like you could do whatever you want. When a motherfucker asks you about it, you shouldn't have to like lie or get defensive, like, bro, really. So all I gotta do is just really get a Mylar bag, brand it, whatever I want to brand it, and put the fucking weed in there, and I'm good. I mean, that's all I gotta do. That's another thing. Everybody got a brand now. You know what I mean? So these fucking Mylar bags with their brand on it, dump some fucking weed in there, they good to go. Like that shit is crazy. Now I know that's happening here because, like I said, when it comes to weed, man, we immature, and these people don't really, I hate to say it, and I'm in the group when I say these people, because I go out to Cali or somewhere out west and be slow as a motherfucker, don't have the strains, old as shit, but it's because I ain't left this bitch, so I get it. But like these people are slow, bro. So like they get hit with the overdose. Like you could actually buy 2,000 Mylor bags, go to the West Coast and buy 10 pounds of good ass weed to you, and come back and change the whole fucking name of that shit. And now you got a brand. Like people actually do this shit, right? And that'd be the shit that irritate me. It's like you ask a question like, "Oh, this is great white water. What's the cross on that?" Then this the next thing you hear. Crickets, because they don't know the cross. Nobody ever asked them the cross. You see what I mean? Shit, I never had to answer that question. But damn, this your weed though, right? You know what I mean? This your weed though. So like, if I ask you what the cross is, and you should be able to, like, you shouldn't have to think about that unless you got.
Man, and here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? Not to cut you off, man. I have to quote a lyric from one of your favorite rap groups of all time, Mobb Deep, who said, "It's only so long fake thugs can pretend." So, you know, them motherfuckers are either eventually get hit or them niggas gonna have to get the fuck up out the way. You know what I'm saying?
No. This that gray area point where niggas can get it off at right now. That's for sure. So like, I already know what time we on, what type of time we on right now. The problem with this is just like we be saying about the old head. No disrespect to what I'm going to say right now, but it's like how we be saying about the old head breeders. Be like, oh man, these young cats coming in the game, not young cats, but these new breeders coming in the game, and fucking they're not making shit to F3. They're making it to F1, and they releasing that shit. Well, that's because they view the craft in a different way, and everybody want to make money to a certain extent. They look at it like, fuck, it's only so much money. So if these cats is only F1 and shit, and we trying to F4, they gonna get our money. Same way here, it's like if I'm actually doing work, I'm like, hey man, you want to buy a strain, for example? Nigga looking at me like, why the fuck would I buy a strain for you when I could just go and take that same money and buy 1,000 Mylar bags and then go to anybody in California, you know what I'm saying, with another $1,000, man. And now I got my brand. You know what I'm saying? I got a brand. Sweet Baby Ray's Bud. That's my brand right there. What's the cross? Shit, I can't tell you that now. That's my secret. Now, if I tell you that, then I give you a brand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all good, you know. And again, I'm not saying these things because it's like, oh man, I got a problem with getting rid of shit. Nah, I'm just saying these things because like the overall game as a whole, it's like, before I can really get my shit going, y'all making the shit bad already. It's like it's breeders here that can actually have y'all with a brand. Like it's y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should just do that shit the right way. And I can't make nobody do nothing, but that's what I be thinking. Like, bro, like we could do this shit the right way, and everybody, not even eat, but everybody can be cool. I'm just so sick of everybody's trying to be birds. Not yet. Smokers don't care about crosses, but smokers do want to know what the hell they're smoking. I think. I mean, once I was able to obtain the names of weed, I always want to know what I'm smoking now. Like not even just now, but like once it became dope, like once that shit got legal here, at one point in time it wasn't. And we just had to, I didn't like that shit then. They could say anything. You don't think so? You know what? I'm gonna ask that shit. I think they do. I could be wrong.
Could be wrong about what?
He said smokers don't care about crosses. You could just tell them, man, it's just loud.
Yeah, that's a smoker, but that's not a connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? I would say connoisseurs care, smokers don't.
Okay.
You're run of the mill smoker don't care. You know what I'm saying? A crackhead's not gonna be like, hey man, is this that oil base or that ether?
So smokers, he's talking about
ether in a long
bags from the gas station.
Yeah, that's still a smoker. That nigga picking up the swishers and the weed all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And even if you is a connoisseur, when you buy from that nigga, you turn into just a smoker. Cause shit, at this point in time, nigga, you can't find the nigga who you need to know.
Yeah.
That's the nigga who gonna tell you what the shit is. Matter of fact, when you get the pack, that nigga might have that shit in a big ass bag with the fucking name on the side of that shit. I'm talking about a big bag. And he pulling your shit up out the big bag, out the 5 pound bag, out the 10 pound bag, out the bill.
Crackheads want that straight drop.
Yeah, man. A crackhead ain't gonna try to motherfucking.
I
If you
agree.
got some thin dope, if you got some thin dope, that nigga not gonna smack that shit out your hand. He gonna smoke that shit. Like, damn, that's a lot of dope. Oh, it's
I was gonna say that, a lot of the older people that I deal with, they deal with a lot of the older names. Like they still be in like the 70s. They still won't. If they do come with a name, it'll be straight OG Kush, or it'll be Haze, or they'll always be like, is this indica or sativa? I be trying to explain to them like, bro, at this point, probably 95% of this shit is hybrid. No, but it's an indica or sativa, so like that's all they know. But I would say if
a
these
little
cats,
bit of both, nigga.
I know, right? I would say if these cats is like 35, nah, I'll even go a little bit higher than that. If they're like 38 and down and younger, they do want to know what the cross is or what this shit is. Or I say this, younger people, I've seen it happen all the time. Younger people, if you show them some pretty weed, bro, it's so funny. And when I say younger, I mean like fucking like 19 or 20. Like they always be doing the same shit. That's that side. This shit is so funny. It is so funny. Junkies want that shit that literally kills you. I feel you. I do chase the flavor though. Yeah, they don't. The younger generation, I would say this, Your Majesty, in my opinion. Not all of the younger generation, but a lot of the younger generation that I bumped into. Cause I fucking work at Amazon, so we got like all goddamn ages in that bitch from fucking 18 to fucking 70. So, but like a lot of the younger cats, they kind of like how we was when we was younger. Whereas like the rap songs told us like what was cool. These cats, if they look at that shit and it look a certain way, they already like fucking sold. It's like the younger people are like ran by the fucking internet. Like, you know what I mean? It's just weird. Like,
Shit, man. Stone and streaming's ran by the internet, nigga. We're all ran by the We're all internet beings.
But I've seen people that literally will want to buy, younger people that will literally, and this is crazy because, I like my weed to look a certain way too, but I'm not nowhere near this bad. I've seen younger people that will literally buy the weed because it look better, knowing that the raggedier looking weed smoke a little bit better, and they still want the prettier shit. It's so weird. And these niggas will take pictures of that shit and then roll it up. Like, dog. Have you been around a teenager lately, bro? Like, these niggas take pictures of everything, dog. It's crazy.
Not on purpose.
These motherfuckers film everything. Yep. You pull out a fucking backwood. Oh, them young niggas be smoking them cheap ass blunts too. I don't even know. I don't smoke blunts, so I don't even know what's good and what's not no more. But what's the ones that Kush used to smoke? They be smoking them motherfuckers.
Good times.
I've seen a gang of good times, but nah, the other ones. What's the other ones, man? You know they smoke the slapwoods too. I don't know.
Rillos.
Yeah, hell yeah. You be seeing packs of them bitches laying around. That shit is funny. But like I said, I haven't had a blunt in me. I did buy that Toad wrap for that for that motherfucking what was that that tie stick thing I roll. I forgot what you call that bitch.
Shit, me too, man. I'm getting old.
He just politely broke it down.
Yeah, I'm That Thai stick, right? You said it. Thai
Yeah,
stick.
he said I politely broke it down. White Owls, yeah, that's what I used to smoke when I was smoking blunts back in the day. White Owls. So I'm surprised them motherfuckers still
Man, I
around.
done been through all of the blunt stages, bro. Man, shit. When I was coming up, it was Phillies, Dutches. I used to love the French vanilla Dutch, Palmer Dutch. Them shits was lovely. Uh, man, I remember the Snoop Dogg raps, not the new ones, but the first ones that came in the clear. And that nigga had like tequila flavor and strawberry and all that shit. Chocolate Phillies, Optimos, El
Ooh,
Productos.
I remember the
Fucking,
chocolate Phillies. Folks was dope.
what's the ones that used to come? Garcia Vegas, the first backwood.
The
You know what I'm
AC
saying?
Grenadiers.
I never smoked them.
Them was the green
Um,
leaves.
them game greens. I used to like those. The motherfuckers smelled like maple syrup or like breakfast sausages. Some shit.
I used to buy the Phillies by the box, the 50
Okay,
box.
with the booty on it. That's how you know when a nigga old school smoking. When that nigga was smoking that shit with the booty back when the
The
blunts
50
had the booty
the
on
50
it.
box, man, where you buy if 50 come in a box and that bitch be it have a little nail in it. The nail is shut top. That shit was crazy.
I used to get my presidentials like that back when I was smoking Dutch Masters. The good old days, man.
Yeah. But that was the only thing I was saying about shoulder work. That shit was that shit. I ran to not just one post, man, several posts that pissed me off about that shit. And then I ran into several people that seemed to be doing this weird ass multiple male pollination type shit that I just wanted to again, these are just my opinions. That's just how I feel. I mean, most of us can do what they want to do. But as a consumer, I was just saying, because I am still a consumer, even though I make seeds, I still buy seeds. So, like, as a consumer, it's like, that's why I said what I said, because, hey, man, people like Jinx Proof and Ethos, and, you know, they get the benefit of the doubt from me, because, I mean, fuck, it ain't like I never seen a niggas breed anything in the beginning anyway. You know what I mean? So, like, may as well, if I had good luck or if I had good, you know, a good run or whatever, may as well just keep fucking with it. You know what I mean? But smaller time breeders like myself, hey man, look, it's way important for us to show the work because we trying to build that name like you like I was saying. So it's, to me, it's more important. You ain't got no skin in the game. You know what I'm saying? You gotta it's just a certain amount of shit I do think you need to show in order for motherfuckers to fuck with you. Or you ain't gotta consistently show it, but like damn, if you got a track record, I can go back and look like okay. Shit, he did a couple breeds last year. He did a breed the year before. Okay, cool. That you know, but if I look on your page, bro, and you ain't never bred shit, and now, bam, yeah, man, you know, me and a team, we got a gang of strains. What? Why don't you fucking list your team, man, so I can go see how this shit look for real? You know what I mean? Like, let me see this shit. Cause how you got your seeds, we had a real bad case in my city. Uh, uh, you know what? I ain't gonna even say it like that. I know of people that get their seeds in not cool ways. You see what I mean? I know people that will like make
What
their
does that
plants.
mean?
They will like make their plants harm in a way that they shouldn't in order to get seeds from that plant.
Like rotalize them?
Like maybe cause a light leak or like maybe stress them out purposely.
Okay.
And then like, you know, they have seeds, you know. So that ain't the right way to go about it, you know what I mean? In all cases. Now, obviously do what you want to do. And I know people that have done that, but they kept the seeds for themselves, and that's cool too. You know what I'm saying? However you want to do, even as an experimental thing, if you want to see what happens, do what you do. But I'm just saying, my thing is this whole fake it till you make it, and I know that's how the internet works. I guess it's because I'm older. I mean, but it just be irritating me the whole fake it till you make it. And, you know, I you know I got a whole brand, but nigga, it ain't not one thing on my page about growing. But it is a bunch of fly ass cars and money and bitches. You know what I mean? Like, just certain shit I be seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit dope. Don't get me wrong, but bro, I'm about to plant, nigga, and I ain't seeing shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's not everybody. It's just, some people. Sometimes you see these things. It makes you say, God.
Yeah, man, I can understand your frustration, man. I can understand it, man.
Because
Although I
everybody,
will say, man, when I first started, man, I mean, like the first thing I did, like everybody know here, man, they know I gave away that Mac, right? But then after that, man, I felt like, cause I feel like you kind of gotta, you not necessarily fake it till you make it, but you gotta pump that shit up. You gotta like you gotta like promote your shit. So like when I remember when I came out with like banana beignets and baseline and all that shit, and I had the little commercials playing in the background and shit like that. Like I don't particularly mind that. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, man,
what I'm
don't be
talking
out here talking about you jet life and this shit. I get what you saying.
That's
But I
just,
do like when motherfuckers like be talking shit a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like I ain't
and
mad
again,
about that.
that's kind of what's needed, and I get it. You kind of got it. That goes along with speaking
Like
shit.
wrestling.
I get it.
Ooh yeah, brother. He's got a fucking
They just said at that point in time, that shit.
let's see some wrestling.
But I do got a question though.
What you
I
got?
was thinking about this. What is needed, and how do you, right? Same plan specifically make bubble hash?
To
Because
make bubble hash?
I do dry sift, and can you explain from what you understand to be the difference between dry sift and bubble hash?
Well, I mean,
Very difference.
I think that the major difference with dry sift and bubble hash is just the washing or the technique. Um, Dry sifting, you are pretty much running that shit through screens or through bags, bubble bags, but you're not using any like water or anything like that. You just use dry ice. Some people use nothing. Uh,
That's how that's
some
right.
niggas use
I use
nothing.
my mind.
Yeah,
That's how
you
I
use
get it.
a big ass bag and just beat the bag up and shit. So, like, but with bubble hash, that's something where you're gonna get you a work bag, put your material in it, and you're gonna wash it. And you can either use a paddle or a washing machine. What you're gonna need is water and ice and force. That's pretty much it. And then after that, you're gonna strain that material um, through a series of bags till you recover the desired micron, which would be trichome head size.
Now, we had a question yesterday. And you had stepped away, and I fucking couldn't answer. I want to say it was Django. He was trying to figure out. He wants to get the tricone heads only. Now, does it have to do with the size of bubble bag you have, or the type of glands that the glands, for lack of a better word, that the plant is gonna produce? Like, which one makes the difference in you collecting the heads? Because I know.
Well, it's gonna be the microns. So the goal is to get it as clean as possible, right? But a lot of that's gonna have to do with how you work your material, how cold your temperature, your water is, what type of material you're using. So it's a lot of different variables there. But as far as the bag itself, that's gonna determine the micron of the material that can go through it. So, for instance, if you got a 160 bag, that means anything that's 159 or lower
Mm-hmm.
can go through that bag. You know what I mean? If you got a 120 bag, that means everything that's 119 or lower can go through that bag. If you got a 90 bag, that means everything under 90, that means 89 through 0 can potentially end up in that bag.
Okay. Now, and these are real questions too, because it's kind of funny. It's almost like an interview. Not because a lot of this shit I don't understand as well as I probably should, because I don't dab a lot, so I'm like, fuck it. Can you freeze dry sips? And would it even be a point in freeze drying dry sips?
No, I mean, yeah, you can. You definitely can freeze dry the dry shit.
Well, I imagine you can freeze dry.
Because I mean, it depends on how you processing it. If you running it through the dry ice, well, that shit gonna get a little. You know what I'm saying? That shit gonna have some moisture on it because it's not
You
like
got
the
this shit
dry
out,
ice ain't gonna.
right?
Have, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like that shit come completely dry. I mean, the freeze dryer would just drop the temperature. Would start the sublimation process. You know what I'm saying? It would start removing the water out of that material, and it probably just mean it would be fresher. You know what I'm saying? It would keep more of the taste while you waiting on that shit to dry, per se.
As from a
You could.
perspective,
I
is
don't
it
see
any
what.
difference?
Yeah, I don't see how it would hurt. I mean, I've never tried it. I've tried dry sifting one time, man. That was a very long time ago. You can go look on my
That was with
YouTube.
the screens though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was with the
Screen.
screens. So
Um, I definitely feel like from a nigga that mainly all he does is dry. I definitely feel like it's a cleaner process using the bubble baths because that's like closer to bubble hash because now I can, you know, I got the exact same micron screens that the bubble hash is gonna use. So I just feel like it was a cleaner process to actually rub it across the screen. You know what I mean? Personally. But can you tell me what makes hash 5 star? Like once you get it out the bubble machine or the 5 gallon. First of all, let me go back. Is there any difference between doing it in the 5 gallon bucket with the tool like my man said? I think that was in the yeah. Is there any difference besides manpower between you doing it that way and the washing machine? You know,
I mean, it's technically all doing it the same thing. I mean, it's all doing the same thing technically. Um, I wouldn't know because I'm not into the doing the mechanical shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put my shit in the washing machine and dump that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Spin that shit around as much as I can. Uh, some people feel like, uh, more connected, I guess, because they feel like, they put you know what I'm saying? They foot in there or whatever the case may be. But, uh, yeah, man, I don't really think there's a big difference. That's just me.
now the hash that you boom, you get it out the bucket or the washing machine, wherever you get it from. You got hash. What makes it? Is it the freeze dry that then
Nah,
makes
what makes it 5 star is the melt on the hash. So if you're burning the hash and it does not burn all the way out, meaning like till nothing's left, um, or whatever residual material is left behind, if you still got a lot of plant material in the hash, it's not gonna burn all the way out. So whether you even with you sifting it and doing all that shit, if you beat the material up too much, you're gonna break down the plant material and that shit's gonna end up in your trichome hairs as well. So it's just something you gotta keep in mind. So it mainly have to do with how the shit burns. So you
so?
don't necessarily need a freeze dryer to make 5 star hash. Not
That's what I
I
was
would,
just
I
gonna
would say that.
ask. It's
I just feel
just
like it makes it. I feel like it just makes it easier, and like I said, the freeze dryer, because it's a more scientific process, it just retains the taste and the color, in my opinion, to a different level.
yeah. See what I'm saying? I think that's how most people do now is use a washing machine. I don't think nobody wants strong stroke.
I mean, shit, you smoke some of the hash. that I made.
Man, I done smoked some of the hash you made. I've made hash. I've made bubble hash. The old stirring up and mussels. I got a washing machine downstairs that I fucking never used that I've used before. So I've done it a lot of different ways.
So this is the question then. With that being said, what differences do you notice between um the hash that you made and the hash being made with a freeze dryer? Do you feel like there's any difference?
Yeah. I feel like first of all, I, I feel like I wasn't good at it. I feel like I wasn't good at it initially when I first did it the first couple times, right? And the shit that I got and the shit that I got from you was completely fucking different. You know? So I mean, like I did a lot of the same shit you did, but the shit was different. Now, was it different because you had a freeze dryer? Yeah, that was part of the reason that shit was different. But even if we take you out of the equation, I take the bubble hash that I made with just my arms and a fucking paddle. I don't think I used a paddle. I forgot what I used. And the bubble hash I used with a machine and a dry sift. Man, just the mess, all the cleanup and all of that, and all of the water and all. It was just. I would much rather just get the dry sift and press it. Right now, the bubble hash, you know, probably. That was another thing. All my bubble hash when I made it came out kind of dark, bro. And when I pressed it, it came out kind of dark. And you know that because I used to show the shit to you. So it smoked great, tasted good, and I even sent you some. I think you called it what did you call that shit? Black tar or some shit. You used to call that shit. I sent it to you. I can't remember. Black sand. I don't know what you call it. Black stuff.
Black
But
cap, man. I called it black cap because it came. The container had a cap and it was black.
you
I
got
didn't
it.
call it black tar, man. Come on, man.
You got it something, but my shit wasn't like yours. But it still smoked okay, and it was cool. I still use the same size micron bag. Even when I pressed, I used the same size pressing bags. I used to. Now I think a lot of that shit had to do with what I'm pressing on as well, because I wasn't pressing with the right kind of press. But I always prefer dry sift to any of that because I don't have a freeze dryer. So I was cool with the dry sift for the totality of the process because man, fucking with all of that water and draining all of that shit, and you get so much more dry sift with so much less product. That's what I noticed. For me, it was hard washing all of this shit, and I wasn't doing fresh frozen or none of that shit. I was literally just doing trim. So again, it's hard for a person like me who still smoke tree to actually take smokable good and put it in the washing machine and wash it. Like I can't do that. Like I will not always, but at least for the near future. I'm a guy that makes shit to death with out of trim. For myself, I don't sell it or nothing like that. But just like for me, oh, that's coming from my trim. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take the weed and do that shit because I'm gonna smoke that. Because I don't really dab a lot like that. Yeah, yeah, seldom. The homie righteous shit came out looking like fucking cocaine as well. That shit came out looking like fucking cocaine. Oh, okay. Oxidized. That's why I was dark. I got you. Okay, Seldom. So you do a fair amount of this shit as well, huh? I mean, I guess that's the move. That's what everybody doing, except for me. I mean, that's it.
Yeah,
It
man. I
always
think it's
had.
worth it, man. Especially if you take the time to do it, man. If you take the time to watch that shit, you can get everything done and good, in a couple of hours or a day, and then drop that bitch in the freeze dryer for about another day or so, 24, 23 hours, depending on where you at and shit like that. And man, I tell you what, man, You can make some shit that's just as good as what's in. Matter of fact, damn near probably better than what's in the dispensary. You got a little bit
Mm-hmm.
smaller batch to work with. Oh, that sucks.
Cause your shit was coming out like in farm. This shit's coming out like snow. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Same. Like a true grower, buddy.
I got to get back to it, man, because I haven't done that in a long time. But man, that's the only problem with it, man. Is it does take a lot of material, and man, sometimes you can come out. Well, shit, a lot of times you might come out a little bit better just smoking that shit.
That's why I got a new trend on me, man. I cannot. I don't enjoy dabbing enough. You know what I mean? I enjoy the act of breaking down weed and rolling it up. It's just the whole process. Like I actually enjoy that shit. Like, man, I'll be high, I still dabbing in outer space just because I still really want to be taking part in the ritual of smoking. Dabbing is a whole different ritual, as you know.
Yeah, man, I like the dabs, man, but I think I liked them a little too much, if I'm being honest with myself. So, so I don't do them like that.
Man, as your friend, oh my God, guys, guys, if you only knew this guy here, man.
Man, I had a whole dab theme song. You know how I made Stone and Streaming? I had a whole song I made just to dab to.
Doom, doom, doom.
Yeah. It's
And when you come back
yeah.
to dabbing, I'm gonna say that same shit when you get dab. You gonna be like chosen, I got a dab. I'm gonna say doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, man. So
She ain't gonna say he about to go Ash Ham. Yeah, I just was like that too. Man, that boy went hammer, bammer, bammer. Oh man, he jumped in both motherfucking feet.
man, I'm trying to tell you, man, it's a big difference sitting around with you know, 70 grams of motherfucking, you know, 70 grams of motherfucking fucking bud versus sitting around with 70 grams of motherfucking dabs. And it's sad because it's just like anything else, man. You start trying to outdo yourself. So you start loading up these motherfucking monstrosities, man.
Man, you was just getting so fucking ripped every day, dog. Oh my god.
Every day, all day, man. So
I'm talking about pressing half ounce after half. I'm like, what you know, man? I'm about to go pressing. What?
yeah, let me press this weed up, man, because I ain't got enough to motherfucking to wash. So I'm just gonna press it up, man. Shit. You blow through a bunch of weed that way too.
All right, said I'm saying right on, man. Thanks for stopping through. If you leaving, because you did the pizza or something.
Man, we stay high. I'm high right now. And I'm about to get higher. If you know, then you know.
Breaking down trees and rolling up makes me high alone. I don't know if that's funny or not. Oh, that shit was pretty
93 Sons, y'all. I'm over here getting this shit together. I gotta put together 2 more packs and then I can take a smoke break.
2 more packs.
Well, let me take that back. Then I can light up this other joint.
2 more packs.
What's the next topic, homie?
I kind of combined 2. Keeping right along with the current topic, which we already talked about. Besides micron bag that we would eat, cold cure. What the fuck is the cold?
Cold cure. Okay. Man, that shit is pretty simple. You got a couple different types of cures. Some would say 2, some would say 3. You got a cold cure, and then you got a warm cure or a hot cure. Hot
Eugene,
cure is when you apply heat to what you've already pressed while it's in the jar. Um, Pretty much everything becomes more homogeneous, if you will. A cold cure, things will separate naturally on their own, and the slower you do it, the less, as you know, terpenes are volatile. So the slower you do it, the less disruption in terpenes you should have. Therefore, you should have a more flavorful product, right? Um, so a cold cure, it depends on who you ask. I would personally say a cold cure is anything that's room temperature and under.
now what
There's
about a
some,
vacuum seal cure? Is that such a thing?
I don't know about that. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. I'm not gonna say it's not true, but I just never heard of it. You know what I'm saying?
Vacuum seal
It
contains
almost sounds it almost sounds like purging, but I'm not sure. I can say that I'm not sure about that.
informer says bucket dry cure.
Bucket dry cure, never heard of that neither. I
We
think
talking
that
about
might be.
hash,
I think they talking about weed, maybe. I don't know. This is just hash, I think. But
hash,
those sound like two very interesting techniques. Bucket dry cure.
bucket
How
man.
does that work for me, Em? How do you bucket dry cure hash?
What up, though, sci-fi?
Sci-fi, what up?
I'm vac curing right now. Yeah, with trees though, right? We talking about hash, vac dry. So they pretty much do what you do with the damn it, what's the name of them fucking bags to grow?
The grow vax.
They say sell it for a week. Yeah, conversation has turned to yeah. He was referring you was referring to flour, but you also got to cure your extract. Is what he was saying pretty much. And that's where the hot and the cold cure came in the play as far as the temperature. Outside of, because I had imagine with a warm cure, as you taught me, God will say, you can mix that up and it'll reintroduce, not reintroduce the terpenes, but it'll actually make it to where each hit is consistently the same flavor, we'll say, right? Once you get a warm cure and mix it up.
Well, I mean, ultimately, you looking to achieve that with both types of cure, right? But with the hot cure, you're using heat. It's just like, if you was to take a whole bunch of pieces of soap, like back in the day, like the old people, they'd take all the soap bars after everybody used them, and they'll throw that shit in the pot, heat that shit all up, and make one new soap out of a whole bunch of soaps. You see what I'm saying? Now, whereas when you're doing a cold cure, what happens is it's gonna separate naturally. So you're gonna get a terpene layer on the top, and then you still gonna have moisture in the bottom, but it's just that the terpenes are gonna separate. And the way that you homogenize that is by whipping it and stirring it. You'll stir both of them, but you're gonna end up with two different consistencies at the end. That's how you'll get some people who will have like crumble. Some people can have like jams and shit like that. It's based off of the type of cure that you do.
Lipids.
Um, I don't know if they call lipids. I don't know if those is fats and lipids only because you are only dealing with trichome heads for the most part because it went through the bubble hash freeze drying process. I feel like you get more fats and lipids when you're dealing with like flour rosin and pressing that.
Sci-fi, we talking about curing rosin.
Yeah, I think that's what he. Maybe I don't know. I think you
I'm
might
not
be
sure
talking about that
either.
too, but yeah, curing rosin. That's what I do.
Now, is it a? Because you know me, my dumb ass. I would want to know. Is a cold cure literally putting it in the refrigerator?
Well, that's what I was just saying earlier, man. It depends on who you ask, man. Like I said, with a cold cure,
Do that.
I would say room temperature or lower is a cold cure, but it really just depends on who you're talking to.
Now, once you got a cold cure, can you? It's impossible to mix that shit though, right?
Is it possible to do what?
Whip it. It's hard to whip when it's cold, right?
No, you can still whip it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told you, what's gonna happen is those trichomes gonna separate, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, not the trichomes, but the terpenes, they're gonna separate. You're gonna get a layer on the top, and pretty much what you're gonna do is you're gonna whip that with your shit that's on the bottom to make it homogeneous. I wish I had I got pictures on Instagram. You know what I'm saying?
And that's ironic. We were just getting ready to. I was just gonna move on to that, Django. What's the best way to store it?
That's a personal preference, and that's also gonna depend on how much you have. If you have a lot, you're gonna need a certain size container. I like the mason jars, the little
Oh,
small short ones, like the real small short ones. But if you're just talking about for personal usage, I would recommend possibly silicone. Some people like the silicone. They also make small glass jars as well too. Um, Similar to what, like when I would go to the dispensary, I would keep all of the jars from the dispensary, wash them out with alcohol, and then like I would try to give myself serving sizes, or if I needed to send some out, I fill that bitch up, slap to the top. And the cool thing about it was like you could almost like slather it, almost like peanut butter, but not really peanut butter, you know. You like
and he
it
likes
was moldable.
the glass containers. I'm a fan of the silicone, so it is just personal preference. I feel like with them glass ones, they rob me because I can't get all of my stuff out. Even if I put it in the microwave and heat it up, and it still be like sticky. Boy, I can get that goddamn silicone container to where it ain't nothing in that bitch. It ain't nothing there. It's all coming out. It ain't nothing there at all. Nothing. So that made me feel like I finished the job. You know what I mean? When I use glass containers, I'll be like, man, I left some on the table. I got these four glass containers, and I've microwaved all of them several times. I can't get. That's my only thing. What you think is the best way to store beans?
I think a cool, dry place, but I have seen people put beans in the freezer or the refrigerator. I mean, there's a lot of different ways to do it.
Quick question about the last topic: is homegrown considered exotic or what? Yes, and the
It
reason why.
depends. I don't think it. I don't. No, I don't agree with that. I don't think it's exotic. What I agree with is exotic weed is exotic. So like, you could have a motherfucker, for instance. Chosen, you done seen this shit with your own strain. Somebody done grew your shit and it don't look the way your shit would look. Matter of fact, it look completely different based upon, they growing environment, they lighting, all kind of shit.
I've seen it go both ways. It look better
And be better too. You know what I'm saying?
and worse. So I've seen both. Yeah.
So like it really just depends on who grew it, whether it's gonna be exotic or not. That's my opinion. Um,
But I
but one thing
said,
I do want to go
like,
ahead. You said what? No, go
I was
ahead.
going to say the reason why I said, because to piggyback off what you just said, that's literally the exact reason why I said homegrown could be considered exotic. Now, with that being said, I don't mean that everything grown at home is considered exotic. It's like anything, else would be. If it's a good grower and a good strain, then yeah, it's gonna be exotic. I feel like the whole term exotic has ushered in what weed looks like now. Everything is exotic now. at this stage. It won't always be like that. It'll probably go back to like how it was, because you see a lot of people, myself included, reaching back and grabbing older strains they want to fuck with, and maybe infuse it into some of this. Maybe see if it was as good as they thought it was. For whatever the reason, everything changed. So I think exotic is just like super frosty weed that like smell good. Basically, weed that got great back feel and
Hey,
tastes good.
Django says the best way to store beans is take a solo cup with soil and put the beans in it.
Django, that has got me in trouble. That's how I used to store all my beans. I can remember, and Righteous to tell you this, I can remember where there wasn't no such thing as a seed bar with me. Ain't no such thing. Because all of them are getting popped on contact. All of them. I got a 10 pack. Guess what? All 10 of them motherfuckers getting popped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop 6. And then I'm going to be like, man, I may as well go back and pop the rest of the mother 4. And I'm going to go back and pop the rest of the mother 4. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat, if you will. I'm gonna eat off them for man like 6 months. That's how I came in the game, because I came in this motherfucker with like no money. But as I got beans, man, as I bought beans, and really once I started making beans, I was like, oh shit, you do got enough for a little less, And then I started really. That's what made me start acquiring beans more, making beans, because it's like certain shit I wanted to fold, didn't I? Like, dude, I got this shit that I'm growing now. It's a blueberry muffin, sweets OG, and blueberry muffin. It's an ethos cross. I got some of that shit going, like a couple of them going. Why? I don't know. I don't feel like I'm gonna like it, but it's something completely different than I would grow. You know what I mean? It's probably why I chose to grow it.
He said that shit sounded cool at the time.
It sounded just like how I sound now. I sound different. I don't hear nobody really talking about.
You ain't got no sweets.
Yeah, I don't hear nobody really talking about it like that. So I take this opportunity to grow a couple of them and see what happens. It might be cool, might be not. We'll see. I'm just to the point now where I'm trying to grow something with a little bit of a different taste profile. Something that's different than what everybody else is doing. Yeah, all the ethos shit has been super big when I grew it. It's like even his plants. I don't know how or what the fuck he got going on with his shit. His shit do be big. He used his shit a couple times before it happened.
Damn. Let's see here.
Yeah, I didn't curb that shit now, Django. Oh well, if I told y'all this 2x4, you'll be like, you ain't curb shit. But really, I did curb it. I'm not as bad as I used to be. I was fucking horrible. What's up, Mr. Nice One? Good to see you.
What
Good to
up?
see
What
you.
up?
Glad you could make it through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's true. I have noticed that. I'm trying to think. I grew like maybe 4 or 5 things from Ethos. What's up? See my production. New face, new face. Shout out to you for coming through.
What up? What up? What up?
What do you produce? You produce music or videos, if you don't mind me asking. Wedding cake and crescendo. I never smoked crescendo. I have smoked wedding cake. It's cool.
All right. Can you see my screen, homie?
I wasn't even looking for it. Hold on. I can now.
Perfect. Perfect. Let's just get into a little bit of cannabis news really quick. Canadian cannabis industry reckons with inflated THC label claims. Potency testing on the store-bought cannabis flower by Canadian laboratory has found THC levels significantly lower than the labeled value, sparking an industry-wide conversation about how to address inaccurate THC claims. Interesting. Shit, man. I feel like if it's like that in Canada, it's probably like that in America too, man. So
I was sure getting ready to ask how do you think that that's not saying it's not, just asking your personal opinion. How did you feel like that was relevant to us? But you literally just said you felt like it's the story of what's to come for us.
yeah, that shit crazy right there, man. I mean, what you gonna do, man? I think are companies gonna be able to be sued? I mean, like, does that mean there needs to be a standardized testing system on THC as well as for contaminants? Like, how are they coming up with these numbers anyway? Are these state approved labs? You know, shit like that.
I feel like anything else. If I take one plant to two labs, it ain't gonna test the exact same thing at either lab based on three things, in my opinion: how the lab tests, what part of the plant that they took the test subject from. Well, really just two: how they test and where they took the sample from. Because I feel like if one place take a top sample and one place take a bottom sample, obviously it's gonna be different. And even if one place take a sample from the same place as the other place, but they test somewhat differently, the numbers could be different.
What up, Punchy Low?
It would take the exact same test from the exact same part of the plant, then it should be somewhat consistent. But it's almost like since they live in things, it's going to be some sort of variance within a couple percent. What up, Punchy? That's what I think.
All right, let's get to this next topic, or this next article. Detroit's first black-owned legacy marijuana retailer opens.
What do they mean by
The first
legacy?
black-owned marijuana retailer with a social equity retail license opened Saturday in Detroit, 4 years after the Michigan City approved recreational cannabis sales. Nuggets Dispensary is the city's first adult use store owned by a Detroit legacy applicant, meaning it's owned by a longtime resident, the Detroit News reported. So I think this has to do with we'll just finish up this last sentence. Low income Detroit residents, people with previous marijuana related convictions, or those whose parents had marijuana convictions before 2018 can also qualify for the license. So pretty much this is a license that's been issued by cities or states that allows for people who have been longtime users or people who have had certain marijuana offenses to become eligible to own and operate a dispensary. And this one's called Nuggets. That's pretty cool.
Nuggets! I'm
Like
sorry. I'm sorry. Here's the
That's
thing.
pretty dope.
I think that all of this shit can be good. I think that that's actually good, what you just read. Um, the question is he gonna be fucking one in 10,000? You know what I mean? Because a lot of times with shit like that, you'll see they'll highlight one or two, but they won't really show the disparity in the numbers. Like it's a good like fluff story, a good puff piece, if you will. But if we look at the numbers and we broke that shit down, it probably should be way more fucking uh, black owners than it is anything else. You know what I mean? So, like I always say, it's a good start. You got to start somewhere. Let's just see if they can continue to keep the ball rolling. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna judge them and say they're gonna be like everybody else. I will say, like I said, it's a good start. We'll just see. We'll check back in a few months. You know what I mean? And see if we got any more black owners or shit like that.
All right, we got a couple more articles we're gonna read. Pennsylvania court rules medical cannabis costs can be reimbursed. So medical cannabis costs incurred in Pennsylvania as a result of work-related injuries are eligible for reimbursement, the state court ruled. The Commonwealth sided with plaintiffs on Friday in two separate cases. This was reported by the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. In each case, the plaintiff claims they were denied. The appeals board upheld those denials, the newspaper reported, but the Commonwealth Court reversed the appeals board decisions. In one case, the court ruled that the state's workers' compensation appeal board erred in allowing Firestone Tire and Rubber to deny reimbursement for medical marijuana costs for the plaintiff, Paul Sheets. Sheets stated using medical marijuana to treat chronic pain from a 1977 work injury and to wean off of decades of prescribed opioid use, according to court documents and media reports. Man, that's a big win for Pennsylvanians.
Man, that's dope because that what that did was tell us that hey, a lot of jobs don't occur if you smoke weed.
Well, no, it did. They cared, but it was the state had to come in and say, nah, y'all got to reimburse these people.
Well, the reason why I was saying that is because like they ain't get like fired or nothing. What up, Bud in the basement?
What up? What up? What up? But yeah, man. This is probably gonna be the last one right here. Kentucky is the latest state to impose Delta 8 restrictions. Delta 8 THC products sold in Kentucky after August 1st will be subject to product testing, labeling, and age restriction requirements under bipartisan bill passed by both chambers of the state legislature. Okay. A national leader in hemp production, Kentucky is the latest state to move to regulate products containing hemp-derived intoxicating cannabinoids, including Delta 8 THC and isomer of the more prevalent Delta 9 THC. Just last month, lawmakers in Virginia approved tough restrictions on Delta 8 products that hemp advocates say would wreck the existing industry. Both cannabinoids exist naturally in the cannabis plant, but Delta 8 THC has soared in popularity across the United States since the passage of the 2018 Farm Bill, which legalized hemp production and products nationwide, aka seeds. Hemp. It's all hemp. So yeah, man. What you think about that, man? Pretty much can't be sold to anyone younger than 21, and has to be tested and labeled.
That's a good thing. Spoken like a true old man, like I am. When it comes to that vaping, because it's new. It's like, and sometimes your mind play tricks on you. So you vape and you be like, man, my chest feels a little funny when I vape. I got a little twinge. Now, it may be because of the flavor, or maybe because of the actual vape, or maybe because your mind not used to what it's doing. You know what I mean? But I do think that's a good thing. That should get tested just like everybody else. I mean, and it should be open for 2 hours like everybody else. So, I mean, this shit cool. Fuck it.
Yeah, man. Very interesting, man. Very interesting, man. Definitely agree with the chat. Gotta pay that man. The Delta 8 shit. Know what they and the what happened?
Man, they got like Delta 9, 10, all this shit now.
Yeah, I
That's
was
what I'm
about to say,
saying.
man. I don't understand that shit, man. What happened to weed?
Because, man, that's chemically altering it in the lab, and that ain't what we doing no more, if you ask me. Like that has not become something that, to me, once you taking something chemically and isolating a certain thing, it ain't just growing it in the dirt no more. Like, yes, it's weed, but it's also being synthesized. And again, people got a lot of arguments both for and against. I'm just saying on a personal level, I don't have a lab, so once you are able to do things with this plant that I can't no more because I don't have a lab, that's kind of where I draw the line. You know what I'm saying? For me, personally, like I don't got no lab, so it's like, oh man, I need $47,000 in order to start to do this. No, thank
Just to participate, huh?
you. Yeah, I'm cool on that. I'll just smoke my regular weed. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? My regular weed is hey, and it's legal. So I mean, lucky me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, to me, being older, that's some young people shit. Like, I mean, look, to be honest, man, being the age I am, it's just cool as fuck to be able to smoke weed right now and can't nobody say shit. So I don't even really care about Delta 8, 9, 10, or 11. Because, like, I can have what I want right here. So I don't need to, once you get a certain age, you ain't exploring shit. You know what I'm saying?
And just to say, those articles were from MJ Daily Biz. So
MJBiz. Is that like the
MJ
same?
Biz, my bad.
Is that MJBiz like MJBiz Con? Is it the same people?
Yeah, I believe it's probably those same people.
Oh yeah, the who's who of the cannabis world. Mm. I was
I
watching
think
this
that was
stream
very
the other
interesting.
day, that Riot C's had. They was talking about Mark Emery, about how much of a fucking dick he was, and like type of shit he used to do. That shit was kind of crazy. I'm gonna have to actually go back and watch that shit. I watch Riot C's shit because he do a lot of the old school, older fucking lineage. Which, if you believe in that shit, cool. You know what I'm saying? Some people think a lot of that shit is just like stories, like Crippy and cat piss and all that. It just depends on who you are. If you believe that the lineage of that shit is, or if you believe the motherfucker pissed on it so it didn't smell when they was moving it. It just all depends on what you want to believe, right? Personally, me, I don't give a shit about none of that. But it is interesting to hear like the stories. It's interesting to hear. Of course, nobody in BC likes him. You know what I'm saying? But everybody in High Times will say, oh, he's the Prince of Pots. Which is interesting. You know what I'm saying? That them talk about him was interesting as well. I know motherfuckers Mark Henry. Why do I care? But something I just thought about. You get the card, pill, fuck it. Get the card, knock it on out the box. Why? So I tell my little brother who don't have his card, I'm like, man, just get the fucking card, bro. You can just walk around with, like, I don't know how it is here, but in Missouri, if you got your card, I think you can walk around with like fucking half pound of weed. Just your card. Like we can walk around with like, I think like a QP on us now, something like that. Not get in trouble. Definitely. I know it's definitely more than 2 ounces. I think it's a QP though. Hell yeah, our uncles got those same goddamn stories. That's what I be saying. So it just be interesting because to me, the shit just break down to a story when I be hearing that shit. And I know they writing it down, chronicling shit. You know what I'm saying? And like, oh man, this is how it actually was. At the end of the day, it's just a motherfucker telling stories, like you just said. 6 ounce for a car holder. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Right on. I knew it was somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? And we can have a 3-5. we gonna have whatever the fuck we want to have anyway. Yeah, they're doing that in most states, Phil. They can choose one or the other.
So what's going on, man? You gonna show off the scrog, man? I light up my joint, man. I can go get my cold drink and shit, so I can watch the show.
Nope. You gotta tune into the video. I'm gonna start back uploading videos.
Boo this man.
Ooh, this man. I told y'all that when we seen the end of the last one. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be. That scrog shit is, yeah. So,
I mean, you know the
by the
people
way,
who watch the video,
I
man.
will,
You know
I
the
will
people in
put
the
out a
chat. We
video.
still gonna watch that video, right?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, boo this man.
Yes, you can, and you will. We'll be putting it out tomorrow. Although the scribe won't probably be in the video. Actually,
See how you doing us, y'all?
I still think it's fucked up. We gotta pay them for it. Yeah, of course you're gonna be on his side. Yeah.
Boo.
Jack, I'll go with that. That's right. Alabama at night. Oh man, yeah. I don't fuck around. I got half my family is from Alabama. I don't fuck around none of them places down there, especially them roads that don't have no roads. Them, it's a lot of the town where my like people you follow Alabama. Man, that bitch literally had one Piggly Wiggly for the whole time. Like they had to go to town in order to get shit. Like Piggly Wiggly had fucking everything, bro. Like, that shit was crazy. That bitch was like a Walmart back then, but it said Piggly Wiggly, but it got everything Walmart got right now. That bitch had clothes, electronics, food, pigs, yeah, everything.
And wigs, pigs and wigs, Piggly Wiggly, come on down. Man, I used to know a Piggly Wiggly, man. The dopest thing about this Piggly Wiggly, they had about 10 soda machines in the front. And every fucking soda was a quarter.
It's the nice one. It's this channel. It's the same channel.
Every fucking that shit was fucking amazing. Them niggas
15
had
fucking
soda
sodas lined up. That shit really
Yeah,
did look like the
and
80s.
everything was a quarter, bro. I mean, I'm talking about in the 2000s, my nigga. The shit was still a quarter. Niggas would just be pulling up there with a quarter. You see a couple quarters trying to get a soda. Yeah, man, I'm just up here. Straight.
Look, when was where the fuck was this at?
Where was this?
Yeah.
This is in Florida.
I'm like, that shit had to be in Oompa Florida,
Uh,
nigga.
there's no place called Oopalaka. That's Oop Camp Click or Opalaka.
I call that shit Oompa.
Man, you know what was the worst thing about that interview yesterday, man? You didn't ask me what my favorite Cash Money album was. No, I was fucking with you.
Cause I don't care. I don't care, fucker. Nah. I never cared what your favorite Cash Money album
I
was.
don't
I
care
just
about
couldn't wait.
that shit. Hilarious.
Little Rock is rough. I got a cousin that live in Little Rock. But hey, look, what made Little Rock what it was banging in Little Rock. Niggas started looking at y'all different ever since that shit came. Especially on trap. Laurel. Hey Laurel. We had a fire station that had 15-cent candy bars, nigga, but they only had 3 goddamn candy bars. And old people. It was kind of fucked up.
Them niggas found them shits in an abandoned house one day. Said, "Oh, we can make money off this." So I'm
They
them
was
niggas.
motherfucking Paydays, my joy, nigga. And I was like 11, 12, nigga. Don't know 12-year-old. Ain't no 12-year-old trying to eat that shit.
Hell no. Well, shit, man. Seeing as how you not gonna show the guard, man, we might as well go ahead and do this roll call. We might as well do this roll call.
The hot joys for me. The block is hot for me. Yeah, that's always the battle, nigga. It seems to come down to
The hot joys, the hot joys, the hot joys, hot joys.
it's all right, man. He's hot and he's got a lot of joy. Leave him alone.
Hot joy. Yeah, man. You already know, man.
Friday. This motherfucker be in my post every Friday like he ain't ever went nowhere. BG. I don't even know when I subscribe to that shit. But man, it always be free BG Friday. And they always play some. I thought that nigga was getting out too. I thought
Man,
the city was getting out.
I think he'll get out soon, man. Hopefully he do, man, because nobody should be locked up, man. I don't wish
He
that
ain't
on
rapping when he
anybody.
get out. He better fucking. I don't
Man,
know.
if you think he ain't about to go around and pick up that Boosie bag, you a damn lie. That nigga got at least a 500,000 in shows, especially if he come out with a hit to go with it. Just one hit, a little bit of promotion, go do all the old songs.
You know what? Ash
You
Young.
know, my favorite BG album, I used to like that. Obviously, the Chopper City shits go in, but man, I used to like on the Checkmate that one jungle ass song that nigga had. I can't remember it, but I used to like that shit. That was a tight ass song.
Yeah, BG was the backbone in the beginning when I was coming up. I would say. Juvie got the popularity, and then
That
Wayne
nigga
came.
Wayne just went stupid.
You know, yep. By the time
Free
Blaine
vibes.
got there, it was just over.
And
Wayne,
that nigga who knew the life said free vibes cartel. Free world boss. World boss. You know what I'm saying? Free that man.
oh, they Jamaican.
Yeah, vibes cartel. Yeah.
Or they connected with the shower posse.
You know what? I don't know who that nigga's connected with. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie and act like I do.
Nigga,
But
that was the smallest name for a Jamaican group, nigga, the shower posse.
I just remember that nigga said that nigga's nickname is the world's boss.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Vibes Cartel. That nigga name is World Boss. That's what he called himself. I'm the boss of the world. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Nigga, is that real, Django? Your grandma about it. She ain't taking
Yeah.
no shit. Zero shit. She ain't fucking around.
Uncle Joe too.
All your elders, all your elders are there. Yeah, and I think that was the '90s. The shower posse, that shit was hard, nigga. Shower posse, like yeah, nigga, bullets, nigga. I think, hey, don't nothing. Okay, so look, BMF done, right? That shit is out of there. So that means now all we fucking with is Power, right? Which is every Friday.
Power, Snowfall, Godfather of Harlem.
Yeah, Franklin come on what Wednesdays?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you going crazy up in that motherfucker, dog. That shit's not gonna end, bro. That shit's not gonna end. Yeah, Snowfall.
Probably not.
I always call this shit Franklin for some reason. Godfather, hold on, okay. Look, everybody watch some shit up in this motherfucker. Also, oh man, you must have missed the whole season. Shit crazy, Bill.
Hey man, let me knock this roll call out, man.
I want my fucking money, righteous.
Yeah, man, we got Farmer M in the building, man. Kong, Enu the Life, Chris Hawkins, what the fuck's up? Your Majesty Jones, Gorilla Bean Popper. What up, what up, what up, what up? Elusive Genetics 415. Fifth 1000. Steady Dripping Resin. Trey Cheese, what up, what up? Yeah, man, we had a lot of familiar faces in the building. We even had some new faces in the building today as well, man. I appreciate them for coming through.
Yeah,
man.
Production dude. I was trying to find out.
Yeah, T.I. Production. Seldom Seen was in this motherfucker. What up, Seldom Seen? A nice little string on a lot of input on the hash. So that was dope. Let's see what else we got here, man. Dang, man. I think it's T1 Production. I'm sorry, not TJ Production. Sci-Fi Gibson. Punchy Low 1 Green. Buzz in the Basement. Hey, man, if you haven't done it, man, go ahead and tear that like button a new asshole, y'all.
Rip it up.
What up? I think that's everybody. Yeah, man.
I feel like this is a good episode.
Hey, man, I think it was too, man. I mean, it was a very nice episode. Hey, man, shit, you already know what it is, man. So grab y'all some merch, man. My merch will be here next week. Go get you a surprise.
All these hundreds in this bitch is gone.
Lasagna.
Tommy gun, 100 bun, it's gone. Hope you brought your own umbrella, it's gone.
Make sure y'all go check out that Snowman, that Blue Magic. Oh, my bad, the Blue Magic all gone. Hey, move your feet, lose your seat. You know what I'm saying?
Muay Thai.
Trying to tell y'all, man, shit, this oatmeal almost gone, y'all. So y'all missed out on that shit. That shit only gonna be damn near available in the 93 Suns box. One last thing I did want to say, man, it do make a lot of sense to grab the box, even if you're only missing 2 of the strains. But if you are missing 2 of the strains, as I said, 3 of the strains, you can order one, and I send you another one. Just hit up fygspray.com. So if you order the KJ, you can get the Marley or the CC, because I know you probably already got the box, but you can also order the box if you want as well too, and get all 5 of the strains. So, man, shit, hit up the site, y'all, fygspray.com.
Please do. Please believe us. Yep, I ain't got shit to say. Let me get out this motherfucker. Y'all enjoy yourself, man. Thank y'all for coming through, man.
Peace. It's your boy Righteous Ain't Playing.
Shows and checking it out, man. And get them goddamn umbrellas up.
Rain. Every time you see the boy, got a brand new strain. And the shit so Waco. Flame. Put your ass in a ditch. Saddam El Hussein. 2 things that a nigga know. Pot the beans, let the shit grow. Green light, that mean go. That mean go. 2 things that a nigga know. Pot the beans, let the shit grow. Green light, that mean go. That mean go. That man go. Beat the game. Check the lingo. Nigga, how far would a green take you? As far as you go. That man go. Beat the game. Check the lingo. Nigga, how far would the green take you? As far as it go. It ain't no game. It ain't no game. All of these niggas, they looking for game. Lining they pockets, they flooding they pockets, they lining they pockets with all of this change. Shit ain't no game. Shit ain't no game. All of these niggas, they do it for game. But one thing won't change. It will remain the same. None of these niggas will ever reign. All these hundreds in this bitch is gone. Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gone. Hope you brought your umbrella, it's gone. And we gon' cause it's gone. All these hundreds in this bitch is gone. Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gone. Hope you brought your umbrella, it's gone. And we gon' cause it's gone. All these hundreds in this bitch is gone. Tommy gun, honey bun, it's gone. Hope you brought your umbrella, it's gone. And we gon' cause it's gone.